Imagine that you're sitting in your comfortable chair and watching a few YouTube videos about playing guitar. This is really fun, I do it all the time myself, but it's also a big waste of time if you don't use the principle called directness. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to share what the principle of directness is and how you can use it to improve your guitar skills. My name is Simen and I'm a guitarist, music producer and graphic designer from Norway. I'm here to share everything I learned so far in my journey and document what I learned in real time. I'm going to share 4 different ways you can use directness to learn guitar faster. But first, let's talk about what directness really is. Directness is the idea of learning being tied closely to the situation or context you want to use it in. Let's say you want to be really good at playing with other musicians. Then directness would be to actually play with other musicians. The opposite of directness here would be to instead read a book about how to play with others, instead of actually playing with others. Another example is if you want to learn Spanish because you want to have conversations in Spanish. Then you want to practice by actually having conversations in Spanish. Schools often fail to do this. Personally, I had Spanish for 3 years at school, but I can't really speak one full sentence of Spanish anymore. In order to make directness work, you need to be really clear about your goals and what you actually want to achieve. Then do that thing as much as possible. Then do that thing. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Then do that thing. So now we know what directness is. Let's look at 4 different strategies you can use. The first one is project-based learning. This involves organizing your learning around producing something. An example could be if you want to be great at making music, then you can simply create songs. And by making songs, you will also get better in the process. Very clever. The second strategy is immersive learning. This involves immersing yourself in an environment where the skill is practiced. Let's go back to our example where we want to become good at playing with real musicians and just jam. Then a good approach is to actually play a lot with other musicians and jam. Sometimes though, it can be hard to practice a skill with 100% direct practice. Then you can use the flight simulator method. This is when you create an environment where the experience can be simulated. When learning to fly a plane, you probably want to learn it before you actually do it, which makes a flight simulator a good approach. Another example, if you want to get good at improvising on guitar with other musicians, you can simulate the experience by improvising over backing tracks. This is exactly how I teach improvisation and soloing on my website, playwithaplan.com. Here you also get access to all my other courses to get better at guitar, so check out playwithaplan.com if you're interested. For your convenience, I'll put a link in the description. Alright, the 4th strategy for directness is the challenge approach. This is when you give yourself some kind of challenge in order to really push yourself. Let's say you want to dramatically improve your guitar skills. Then you could give yourself, for example, 60 days, and in the end of those 60 days, you need to give a live performance to show what you have learned. So that is the principle of directness and 4 different ways you can use it. As a conclusion, be very clear on what you actually want to be good at. Then practice that as directly as possible. This video is part of a 10-part series about principles for learning guitar faster. In this video, I talked about the principle of directness. For the next part, look in the description of this video. I'm also going to put it on the screen, here on the screen, when it's ready.